Good morning, friends. Good morning. Just a few more days till I go live again on Saturday, and I'll be interviewing a non-family member, my friend Ronald, and he's a big black single man in America, and I'm gonna ask him a bunch of questions so I can really um have an explorative situation in his brain, because I don't really know how men think, because the only access I have to a man has been domesticated like a baby kitten. That's my husband. So I don't really know what's out there in these streets. I want to know. Um yeah, so I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be a key. He has a very warped sense of humor, just like I do, and I think we are just going to ping pong off of each other very well. I'm thinking it's going to be 3 4 hours. It's going to be fun, and then I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last time. There is going to be food involved this time, and I will definitely have a meal before, and then access to, little yum 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 yums throughout, so I could keep my blood sugar up. But I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to it. If I don't have a guest the following weekend, um, my husband is going to come back on, and we're going to talk about the last Indiana Jones movie, The Dial of Destiny, that we recently saw. And we're going to talk about the dialogue and the theories of time travel. So it became a topic, and when I was putting together the slideshow, he's like, "What theory is that?" And I tell him a theory, and then he's like, "Well, that's not right, because this." I'm like, "Yo, bro, save it for the show. Save it for the show." So I'm already going to tell you the passion is there. Okay, if you think AS is into the conspiracy theories, you have not heard Mr. Eli go into his conspiracy theory bag. Okay, so if I don't have a guest the following Saturday, that will be the topic. And the plan, pending childcare, is to go live every Saturday. And even if I don't have childcare, my husband could take the kids to like Chuck E. Cheese or something while I do a show. So it's going to be every Saturday, um, mid to early afternoon. But I always put out the flyers. I always put out the stuff, and hopefully you guys join. Next week, if you live in the area and I know who you are, I want to have a weekend hangout. So although Ronald is going to be my guest, please feel free to come through. Send me a text to my personal, or the business number, or an email. Um, and if you want to join the show, that's fine. My friend is open to sharing the panel with other people. Of course, when I cook for people, I cook for a feast. I don't know how to cook small, so there will be food and booze. I believe I'm going to make, and it's subject to change depending on how I feel, is a black Italian spaghetti bake, and commercialized buffalo hot wings that you just throw in the air fryer. And I don't know if I'm gonna do a vegetable, or maybe I'll just do candy yams. I don't know. Nothing matches, but it just feels like, I don't want to get my guests too sleepy. The spaghetti bake is already carby enough. Or I might do a salad. I'm gonna do a salad. I'm gonna do a black Italian spaghetti with a bag salad and maybe some Dollar Tree Texas toast. But anyway, if you ever have my black Italian spaghetti bake, it's very delicious. It is a hodgepodge and a cacophony of flavors. Yes, Miss SAT words for you. That is the word of the day, cacophony. Care of my mama. Okay, my mama has a very extensive vocabulary, and that has imprinted on my millennial ADH brain. So anyway, if you are in the area, you're not doing nothing, please come through. If you are coming with ill intent, know that I don't own anything of value. So you will be wasting your time. Everything I have is Yellow Tag, Red Tag, Home Goods, Bob's Furniture, Basement. My dining room table, I ordered off of Bob's. It was damaged. I got like 70% off of what I paid for it, and I kept it. Yeah, it might bother some people, but not I, said the cat. I have little kitties, and I'm like, why am I going to spend something and these kids are going to destroy it? Now, when they are of age, I'm talking big shit. I might go and get some stuff worth the value, but probably not. Probably not because I changed my mind a lot, and I reorganize stuff and change around stuff a lot. Like my living room in my older former apartment, those couches and shit were moved quite a bit. That's what I do. I like it's very hard for me to stay in a place more than 5 years, and that's why I am struggling with the notion that my starter home will probably be my forever home, because when the fuck am I ever gonna find 2.25% ever again on a mortgage? I did the calculations on what I paid for my house using everything based on what the interest rates are for the day, and at the time it was 7.49. I think it went down, but at the time it was 7.49, and it was double, not including the taxes. It was more than double, excuse me, and that there's no way we would have got approved. No way we would have got approved based on our, because I said our income has not changed. Um, we've been in the house 2.5 years. Our income is pretty much the same. A little coin here and there, a little coin increase here and there, but it's pretty much the same. We would not have been able to get a house. So um, I thank y'all's most high and my situational awareness and astutism to really jump on that bandwagon when I had a chance. I talk a lot of big shit, but I have two little kids, and no tea, no shade to nobody, because I was able to have the opportunity, and a lot of my generation don't have the opportunity, and I did lean on my foundation to get where I'm going, and not everybody is as fortunate as I am. Um, but having two little rambunctious kitties, like I knew the apartment dwelling would have got me in some shit, and it just saved my peace. But having a house is a headache as far as my anxiety, as far as things breaking and stuff. It's all now my responsibility. Like it's been flipped and renovated or whatever. We already had to spend $2,000 to fix the roof. Now there might be a chimney issue for a chimney I don't fucking use, and now the dryer has this weird tick. There's a clunk in the walls when you turn on and off the water. It's just shit like that. But you know what? It is what it is. Hopefully the steps that I am making will alleviate some of the financial obligations it takes to have a house. Plus my house is over 100 years old. But let me tell you something. There's something very comforting about having an 18-inch thick foundation when these new houses have a 4-inch thick foundation. Okay, my shit is bedrock. You can fucking kick that shit. That even when the home inspector came, he was like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen a foundation in this in a long time." He was like, "How old is this house?" I was like, "The documents only go back to 1920. It's probably older than that." He was like, "Yeah, this is the very sturdy foundation." So I don't got to worry about my house fucking blowing away, at least the bottom part, at least. But anywho, I just want to, express my gratitude for that. And I'm really encouraging, the people that know me and that love me to come through and have some fun, have some grown up fun, and just kiki and shit. And yes, you will be on film and you might be famous. Okay, I'm calling it into the universe. I would say Zeus, but I'm not fighting nobody. But I think Zeus would be more fun. But I'm calling it into, Foxhole. Hey, Foxhole, you want to take a premenopausal, speech impediment, slightly disabled, crazy bitch to fill in for Funky Dineva on T. Ah, guys, I am chronically exhausted. But anywho, I want to talk about Brick Lady, aka Rhoda. She turned herself in, but not before she spewed out this thing about um black affairs in America and her, because she's not of this country, and all this stuff, and how she's a Muslim queer mother, yada yada yada. She's still standing on the fact that this person that she named did it to her, but it was just giving. I'm how could I put this in a way? She's very riding the coattails of the race relations bandwagon. There we go. Not riding the coattails. Jumping on the bandwagon of the current in your face racial affairs of black people in this country. Now that we have the age of social media and social media avengers, I feel like that's what she's trying to do, is giving very Jussie Smollett. Um, I still believe it's contrived and orchestrated. As a non-practicing master manipulator, I could tell when people are trying to manipulate and gaslight and really conduct the narrative of their own experiences. She does a lot of leading questions. When you say a statement like, let's say, you're only doing this because I'm black, right? When you end with right, you're trying to subconsciously put that into somebody's head. Um, but anyway, yeah, I could smell it a mile away. Nobody hit her in the face with a brick. Um, if she did get hit with a brick, it's definitely given um, oranges in a stocking, smacking myself in the face in my walk-in closet boudoir. Um, if that is the case, if she was hit, it's definitely giving self-induced to get this going. So I don't know if she's doing it for money and or attention, because it has been documented that she has done something quite similar to this back in 2020. And dummy, fucking dummy, yeah, fucking dummy. Sorry, guys. Some asshole. There's a fucking car on the side of the goddamn road. Sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Um, so it's giving that, and yeah, I don't believe her. What I do think she's trying to do is be a social media justice warrior, and I think it backfired, and she has to stand on her square for legal purposes. That's what you're supposed to do. You have to keep lying and lying until the end. And then even when she goes to jail, same as Jussie Smollett, you can never say what you did, unless you play the rehab role. You got to say, I'm an addict, I'm da 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 da, and that. But anyway, I'm a little bit upset because I am a black woman, and here it is, the media spotlight and coverage on another black woman crying wolf. Um, and I do believe it's gonna be, they don't like us or love us anyway. And we're already like lost, but I don't like this for us. I don't. And I know it's unfair to say that one person represents the whole race, and I should believe that people are smart enough not to pull us all in the same blanket and just keep this as an isolated incident, blah 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 blah, but that is not reality. When you are in the public or something you do goes viral, yes, people are not cognizant enough to say this is an isolated incident. This is not how all black women, this is not how all black people, this is not how all women are, but that is not how we think. That's not. It is not. So, yes, I am upset. I am upset. And I'm especially upset because she's not even American. I know a lot of people talk a lot of shit about this country, and 99.9% is true, but it's ours, bitch. It's our shit. It's our country. It's ours to talk bad about. Who the fuck are you? You know, it's like you have a sibling and you terrorize that sibling in your house. You pick on them, you play fight with them, you beat them up, you take their food, you mistreat them, but if you ever see anybody else doing it, you will rock their world. You know what I'm saying? Like it's our shithole. You know, like they like to call other countries a shithole country. You want to talk about everything that we do and the problems of this country and the racism of this country. It's ours, bitch. It's ours. And what I didn't do, or what we don't do, is go to fucking Ethiopia and swat the flies away from the babies' faces and become an expat there and talk shit about the emaciated big belly babies of Ethiopia. We don't do that. We don't go there on student visas and cause trouble and then publicly talk about it. And if we do, I ain't never heard about it. It has never garnered media attention about expats causing situations in other countries. Now, I've heard of expats going to other countries with their American dollars, pretty much changing the landscape and financial definitions of the areas. For example, I have heard of expats taking their money to these Asian countries like the Philippines and Bali and even the Spanish countries like Dominican Republic or even Puerto Rico, even though Puerto Rico is technically part of America. But I have heard of the expats going there and raising the cost of living because they're coming with their American dollars. But their government is allowing and even welcoming that. I remember during COVID, these countries were saying, if you got to work from home, why don't you work from home in Barbados? Why don't you work from home in Thailand? We will give you 6-month visas. We will this. We have these apartments set up where you pay one fee and you get everything everything is included, housekeeping, food, everything. So y'all were asking for Americans to come over with your dollars because there was no tourism allowed, and a lot of your money is through tourism dollars. So when the tourism stopped, you were asking us to live there for 6 months at a time. So your governments allowed it. The expats didn't come there and say, I'm just going to force and weasel my way into the country. No, y'all were telling us to go there. I know quite a few people who went to Barbados. Actually, I know quite a few people, a lot. And I know I say that a lot, but I know quite a few people because like I don't know them. I was in like, people who had fertility issues, group situations, and they go to Barbados for fertility treatment. And because it was during COVID, they were flying back and forth for their fertility treatments. They could no longer fly back and forth. They stayed and they were working from home and did their 6 months. So, that was viable option for people. A lot of people who went to Caribbean countries for fertility treatments because the out-of-pocket cost is much cheaper. But anyway, my thing is, I'm mad at that bitch for what she did, and I'm especially mad because the bitch ain't America talking shit about America. You don't talk shit about our place. This is ours, bitch.